What is, according to you, is Dubai dream?
Competition breeds quality.
Dubai, the best city on earth for people to live, work, and entertain. A lot of people think Dubai is all about buildings and skyscrapers everywhere. No, this is just one element of it. His Highness himself having an eye on every single government department and looking at how we take the city to the next level.
Even the prime properties of Dubai are still one third as compared to New York or London.
No one can quantify the benefits of living in a safe, tolerant place where 200 nationalities living peacefully. VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity.
His Highness says the biggest risk in life is not taking one. DMCC and its business members contribute over 7% of Dubai's GDP and over 15% of Dubai's FDI. You have a city around Burj Khalifa and Trade Center, but there is a world happening here around the Al Mas, the Uptown, and the future Burj 2020.
What it takes for Dubai to be known as producers and manufacturers of the future. Invest in Dubai, buy in Dubai, start your business in Dubai. These are not just some random phrases doing rounds on internet for nothing. There's some solid planning going behind this, some masterminds and some leaders doing this. Hold on for this podcast. It's not just one, but I have two iconic leaders on this podcast, both masters in their field, aiming to make a dent in the universe and put Dubai on top of the world. We are honored to be joined by Dr. Mahmoud Burai, Director of Policies and Innovation at Dubai Land Department.
Thank you.
And Mr. Ahmed bin Sulaim, Executive Chairman and CEO at DMCC.
Thank you.
You both are Emiratis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is, according to you, is Dubai dream?
Based on what I've experienced, Dubai is always has been and will always be a strong hub for the market. And historically, it's been a redistributing hub. But today, you have a strong economy. We've witnessed some interesting milestones in the past few years. It has overcome challenges in the past 20, 30 years. It has made history and encouraged others within our region to replicate elements of Dubai's success. So it's kind of a benchmark. Some businesses, before they explore other areas, they try to get it working in Dubai. And if it works in Dubai, you see them rolling it out around. So it's become, in its own way, the New York, the London, the Hong Kong of this region. And in some cases, we have exceeded these hubs. We represent one of the largest diamond and jewellery communities. Dubai's been the leading rough diamond center for the past 6 or 7 years now. And for the last 4 years, rough and polished leaders. And just last year, Dubai and the UAE has taken the second leading position as a gold hub, exceeding or beating the United Kingdom and Hong Kong, which is unheard of if we spoke about this in 2002 and 2003 in the early days of DMCC. It's one of the most dynamic cities, and I've been with this organization for 24 years. And I can tell, if you asked me in 2002, will we get to these heights? Will we be talking today in Uptown Tower? I'd say I don't know. I wouldn't know. But every achievement, we didn't sit on it. We built on it. And that's, we've been allowed to explore, spend, and engage. And this is one of many examples. But you see the competitiveness within Dubai brought it to this level. You don't have one property company. You don't have one free zone. You have multiple who compete and cooperate to bring in the best. And that's how His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President, Prime Minister of United Arab Emirates, ruler of Dubai, can ensure that there is quality, because competition breeds quality in the end. It's the same philosophy when it comes to his passion for horses. He has multiple horses and they compete, and one of them will get there. He encourages competition. His Highness changed the landscape of the racing industry. So you see elements of that as well. So to me, Dubai is kind of like that. But on a personal level also, there are some things I learned. I used to avoid going to big malls, especially when it's crowded, etc. I have my own zones. We're all different. And I thought when I'd go to Mall of the Emirates and Dubai Mall, I will see the same people, but everything was different. It's like a different city. So every few years, you see more and more communities, businesses move in here. We have a huge Indian community. We have a huge Jain community also in DMCC. So it's welcoming to so many cultures. So I think that in itself is an attractive point for the businesses and families, including having schools and all that. So I know I see it that way. It's really dynamic. It's diverse, and what's interesting, we're sitting here in 2025 with Dubai leading in so many fronts. But when you listen to the Crown Prince, the Deputy Crown Prince, and His Highness, they're hungry to do more. They're pushing us to do more. So I think it's the attitude that makes Dubai different.
Well said. Thanks, Ahmed. I think what Ahmed said about Dubai is really aligned with what we see here in Dubai. So if you look at what Dubai and what Dubai wants to achieve, we want to be the best city on earth for people to live, work, and entertain. So this is our strategy. This is our vision. We're not a city that works randomly without a plan. No, we have a plan. And it's not only the government who does it. What we believe here in the UAE, it's a stakeholder approach to development. We involve private sector, we involve people, society. So it's not about also buildings. A lot of people think Dubai is all about buildings and skyscrapers everywhere. No, this is just one element of it. What we have in Dubai is the non-physical infrastructure that no one does better than Dubai when it comes to happiness of customers. No one globally uses happiness of customers. We use it here in Dubai. Every single government department, every single service we do, it's evaluated. People will say they're happy, they're not happy. Action is taken. Where in the world you find secret shoppers evaluating government departments, giving reports to His Highness himself, having an eye on every single government department and looking at how we take the city to the next level. He was asked a question 10 years ago, how much you achieved of your vision? He said 10%. A few years later, we're asked the same question by the same journalist, and he said 6%. And how do you, like, it was 10% and now 6%, he said, because our vision is bigger and bigger on a daily basis. We always dream big. We want to do, and we don't compete with region, with all respect. Our competition is global. We want to be the best city on earth, and this is the competition. So from real estate point of view, where I work in Dubai Land Department, we've seen the news that His Highness shared yesterday. This is the best performance of Dubai real estate market ever, with 761 billion dirhams of real estate transactions, and the plan is to reach 1 trillion by 2033. And it's not just numbers. All these numbers represent people with dreams who came and made Dubai home. And Ahmed knows those guys are not speculators, are not short term. They're here for long term. They bring their kids, their businesses, their families. We've seen even ex-ministers from a lot of European countries came and located in Dubai. We see a lot of technology companies. We're the technology hub, we're the finance hub, we're the tourism hub. So it's not about real estate, it's not about building. It's about the whole diversified economy.
And Doctor, in latest speech, one of your latest speech, you have also told that even the prime properties of Dubai are still 1/3 as compared to New York or London. What factors do you have to support this?
Well, there is an index that looks at how much with $1 million you can buy in terms of space. And you find that Dubai comes at the end. So you buy 700 square foot, whereas in London, other cities, 200, 300 square foot. So with $1 million, you can buy more space in Dubai. So we see it, I mean, comparing cities globally, you see that Dubai is still affordable city when it comes to real estate prices. Yes, prices went up in the last few years, but again, for the value that Dubai provides for the infrastructure, we still believe we are undervalued for the services, for the infrastructure, for the safety. No one can quantify the benefits of living in a safe, tolerant place where 200 nationalities living peacefully. This is equivalent to a lot of, value when it comes to prices.
And it's very evident, 6,700 million has shifted to UAE last year. And what, according to you, is the secret sauce behind? I mean, what is fueling this whole growth?
Well, in general, what we've seen, Dubai and United Arab Emirates, let's say the United Arab Emirates have handled COVID the best way. That it gave good signals to people internationally and locally that this is a safe place. The leadership here, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed, said don't worry, let's learn ham. That was the first message. Everyone got vaccinated. We managed to deal with the health issue, but at the same time, our economy was running. Companies are functioning. So we prove that we are what we call it anti-fragile, not not even resilient. We are anti-fragile. We benefit from crisis. We made it. We benefit from it, and we emerge stronger. A lot of people moved here to Dubai, moved their businesses. We started to see demand up and up. The government took this as an opportunity also to introduce the golden visa, which really did a lot of benefits to the economy. A lot of people moved. Around 200,000 people got golden visa because of property. So all these numbers actually, because of the innovation in policies, the change in ownership of a trade license, all these things actually helped a lot. But adding to that, the safety, security, the forward-thinking government, we all think ahead of the game. All these contributes to the success we see today.
Would you please explain the concept of VUCA? You're a big believer of VUCA. You've been very
VUCA.
verbal about it.
I know,
Tell us
Ahmed,
about that,
doesn't
and
it?
then I would ask Mr. Sulaim how it is relevant in our field in
VUCA?
DMCC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, and this term has been used frequently in the last few years to show that we as leaders, we have to make a decision in such uncertainty. Things are complex, socio-economic, political, environmental challenges all merge, and you have to take a decision. How do you take decision amid of all this? So this is called VUCA and VUCA leadership.
It's a very good
I
approach
have
to
not
SWOT.
come across VUCA, but I can tell you at DMCC in the past, more than the last 2 decades, we applied His Highness attitude towards these challenges. And, you know, there's a quote from His Highness: do not look at the challenges within the opportunities, look at the opportunities within those challenges. And I can point out to a couple of instances. We raised $200 million, gold sukuk, Sharia compliant, put together by Dubai Islamic Bank, Standard Bank London, and Istithmar. It got an A rating by S&P, A plus long term, A minus short term, and we used that to finance our projects. That money was used to fund DMCC, the Almas Gold and Silver Tower. When we moved into the Almas Tower, you know, everyone paid their last tranche. We paid our debts on time, and you know, that was a great experience. But when we moved into Almas Tower, the diamond industry was suffering. Luxury items in 2007 and 8, and right before around the time of the crisis, the luxury business is the first that gets affected. Rather than stay back and wait for the good times to come, we doubled down in DMCC. We went to key diamond hubs around the world. We continued traveling, and we said, regardless of the global recession, now is the time to even shift more to Dubai and DMCC. For some who didn't see what we see, they said, how come? I said, the prices are so low, this won't repeat.
Yeah.
In the future, you'll run out of space again. Today, you can afford to have your senior staff living closer to your work, and you can buy even more properties and be closer to your communities. A lot of the Indian communities like to be closer to each other or in key neighborhoods. So Jumeirah Islands benefited, Meadows, Emirate Hills. Some are living now in the Uptown Tower as well. So when we moved into Almas Tower, we were barely over 1,000 companies. But from 2009 or 10 onwards, on average, we were registering over 2,000 companies. Now I will bring you the other situation. 2020 to 2023, these were tough years. The globe that's still suffering from the COVID pandemic. San Francisco is one of them. I've been to New York. It's picked up a bit more. New York is a strong hub. It's not the same as San Francisco. But in our case in DMCC, from 2020 to the end of 2023, we brought in over 10,000 new companies, with our best year being in 2022, 3,049. We expect this trend to continue. The reasons vary. Our coffee center was more active during the COVID pandemic because a lot of the world have shut down and staffing was different. Thankfully, our leadership took the precautions and the responsibilities for COVID, but without destroying the economy. they had ways of engaging in this. I did work from home for a while as well. And there was also this thought process, maybe office buildings will not be needed, and this building was not ready yet. So, I felt, no, I think more people after the COVID pandemic will want offices. Some will not leave. You have that in San Francisco. They allowed people to work from other states and running their business. They haven't returned yet. They're happy there because that's their nature. If they're in crypto and other stuff and all they need is their desktop with AI, so be it. That's going to continue. People working from home, living from home, that's fine. But this building was fully rented out before we moved in. GIA taking the biggest chunk, I believe, and DMCC with the AI center and gaming center. The Gemological Institute of America needed space because they needed a proper hub for themselves to redistribute, to complement their place in New York. So New York covers one part of the globe and the uptown is at the other. They're looking to expand for education and having their GIA campus in the near future. Today we have the Design Academy, which you've visited. But as Mahmoud mentioned, when there are crises, Dubai also benefits in some ways. We don't hope for these challenges to happen, but we're ready for it. A prime example is DMCC itself. I believe in the beginning, the growth was amazing, but also the perception, can you grow further? Who will come? There was this attitude of Dubai has too many offices. In 2014, 15, 17, this was seen as not needed, too far. There are too many offices. And we would argue back, our proposition is different. Obviously, the Uptown Tower has proven our case. And now the expansion with the Burj 2020 doesn't look far-fetched, especially with the new announcement that the Dubai airport will close in less than 9 years or so, and we will have the major airport, the biggest airport. And I just seen a recent announcement that they're spending, I forget the number, it's big. But this is only 20 minutes away from us, 15 minutes or so to the Expo City. And DMCC has a special synergy now with the economy in Abu Dhabi, similar to the other side of Dubai that has a synergy with Sharjah. This didn't exist before, but this is a new trend. I see businesses from Abu Dhabi meeting here with the oil and gas companies, crypto companies, and they like it because they can drive to Abu Dhabi back without going through Dubai's traffic and vice versa. So we have businesses here that have counterparties in Abu Dhabi. So it's a UAE growth as well. The relationship with India is developing even further. They see Dubai as part of India. You can go to Mumbai from Dubai by plane at a shorter flight from Mumbai to Delhi, from what I understand. So, and also we're connected with the buyers from Surat. They have now direct flights, initially with Sharjah and now also Dubai, and you see that in the Diamond Exchange. You don't have consultants that could have said this to our leadership. A lot of His Highness successes have surprised the experts and the so-called property experts who said there's too many offices. Some of the solutions to bring back property is to develop less. But that's more of insecurity, you know. There's always more you can provide. Even New York today, you would have assumed it's developed and nothing else will come. But they have the Hudson Yard, the High Line, Casa Cipriani with an amazing view. So you have brave developers in New York that will go through the challenges that you have in the US, you don't have in Dubai. But they've succeeded. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're in this business, you will take risks. I mean, also, I don't want to keep giving you quotes from Sheikh Mohammed, but there is a nice quote from him from over 30 years ago. And His Highness says the biggest risk in life is not taking one. So, no, we've had a good run. And if it wasn't for the attitude of our leadership, we wouldn't be here today. If they mishandled COVID like other parts of the world, we would be in deep trouble. So we're very grateful. The community is very grateful. Even the taxation on gold and diamonds, they saved the industry when they reversed it in 2018. What was the end result of it? Becoming the #1 diamond hub in the world, rough and polished, and #2 in gold. And just barely a month ago or so, they announced that they're providing the same mechanism or solutions for the precious gems, color stones, pearls, and lab-grown diamonds. So expect Dubai to grow and bring more diverse businesses and solutions. We've been blessed with this industry. A few weeks ago, I believe we launched security. I don't know what to call it. It's a drone that comes up
Yeah.
to so that's part of the smart city, smart security.
Delivery drones, yeah.
And well, no, it's security, and they gave me one here in the office. I will not use it though.
I
Even you're
see,
allowed to. I'm too afraid personally. But Ittisalat had Hello Business here for a while. Now that everything's on the phone, people will, if they can use their phone for these services, they don't need to go there. So as it develops, there is less need to have visitation, even though there are some. But I went to the Ittisalat, not exactly a pavilion, an expo, and they showed me a presentation. And they've scanned JLT. They actually, when they want to roll out a product or a service in Europe or other parts, they test it in JLT, in DMCC, because it gives them the most closest thing to what they will experience abroad. So they test it here, see if it works, and then they roll it out internationally. This is how important DMCC is to them. And I'm talking about multiple services, including analytics and seeing how analytics link to the car parks and traffic within JLT. So Ittisalat is a lot bigger than just phone and internet connection.
And would you like to add something to this? In terms of units, are we having enough
I
units
personally know he will edit this. That's why
Yeah,
I
I
keep
know.
talking.
If we have enough.
Do we have enough units for new residents who would be coming up? Dubai has a plan of 2040.
Definitely, we have a plan 2040, and the idea is to reach 7.8 million, the population of Dubai, by 2040. So with all projects that you see launching, we cannot reach that. So I think we are still, a lot of people always talk about supply and oversupply, but what they see is over demand, and this requires a lot of investment. And that's why Dubai is developing a lot of infrastructure projects to make sure that we have good developments close to metro, and this is what we call it, transit-oriented development, making sure people live not more than 600 meters from public transport hubs and so on. So I think what we see nowadays in Dubai is focus on quality of life. It's not about buildings, it's about the communities, the neighborhood, what kind of successful communities of the future we want to live in. Walkability, bikeability, we see it everywhere. Ahmed talked a lot about technology. Dubai is all about now testing technologies. We're testing technologies that will add to the happiness of people. So to tell you the truth, we're not worried about the projects that are coming. We are not even about the infrastructure, because we have good infrastructure. Currently, we're talking about almost 5 million people, or correct me, Ahmed, if I'm wrong, on the streets of Dubai nowadays. So with the visitors, with the tourists, with the people coming from other Emirates, we have almost 5 million people in the streets of Dubai on a daily basis. So I think what we see is very promising. The future is very promising with the laws and regulation in place. And this is the government role to make sure that we have the laws, regulation, the non-physical, infrastructure in place. So I think things are bright, and let's hope for the best.
And with this confidence and leadership vision, consider this imaginary scenario where you're given chance to redesign whole of the Gold Souk. What would be the initial action steps?
You see, the Gold Souk was available before I was born. So this is very close to Dubai government's heart. I've been to the Gold Souk a few times. Initially, the Gold and Jewelry Group thought that we're here to take away business from the Gold Souk. We complement them. What you see in DMCC is completely different. A lot of bullion traders. We have a gold vault, a diamond exchange with auctions, tenders. We've hosted a few years ago Dubai's first World Sapphire auction, with the second one coming in a few months. We've just added to it. And with the metro that connects to the Gold Souk, a lot of the traders go back and forth using the metro. So there's a nice synergy between the Gold Souk and the DMCC community, where we represent about, I think, 200,000 people working and living here, 25,000 companies. DMCC and its business members contribute over 7% of Dubai's GDP and over 15% of Dubai's FDI. So we've established our position. I'm happy to say myself and my colleagues were still hungry to add more. And there are other areas we're looking at. Now, from what I understand, I haven't visited Ithra too many times, but I do know they're expanding. I know that Brinks has also a testing facility there as well. The Gem and Jewellery Promotion Export Council of India set up their office in Ithra, a DMCC license I think they got. We're not developing the expansion, but we're registering and licensing the companies, similar to the Gold and Diamond Park and their relationship with Javza. The companies over there, they set up a Javza establishment. Some of them are front, and some of them have retail and their manufacturing facilities within the Gold and Diamond Park. I have to say, A'mar did an excellent job. It's been there for about 20 years. They started development at the time that we were being established. And I remember some of my colleagues were worried about it. I'm like, for what? For what? They'll build and we will build, we'll learn and we can complement. And just a few months ago, I opened a big facility for diamond cutting in the Gold and Diamond Park. We have no intention to have only manufacturing in DMCC or only offices. It's more a mix of things there. For the Gold Souk, this will keep developing. Every tourist that visits Dubai for the first time will not want to miss the Gold Souk because in their mind, the perception is they will get the best deal for the gold there. There was Stuart Murray, the late Stuart Murray of the LBMA, chief executive of the LBMA, had a specific column on why there is a lot of buying from India and other places in the Gold Souk, even though they are gold hubs. The consequences of being sold something that doesn't represent the purity of what it is a complete shutdown. So they trust the gold in Dubai. It's trusted a lot. And we do random tests. Well, not me, but I know there are random tests. And the consequences are too high up. So this attraction will always be there. How it expands and all this, we will see. India's growing as a gold hub as well. I've met with Dilip Mehta a few months ago during a jewelry show in Hong Kong, and I thought I met his niece. It was his granddaughter that's working in India for the retail side of one of the Rosy Blue businesses. So India's having its own market as well. I haven't seen the rest of the plans for Ithra, but I do know that this will grow. And I don't. How long have you been in Dubai? 5 years?
11 years.
11 years? Even 11 years is
I saw the fish market.
You saw the fish. That's where I was coming to. So things are moving.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works. But then again, the Gold Souk is attractive and it's not going anywhere. But the reality is, there's a big economy on this side of Dubai. It's a mirror image. You have a city around Burj Khalifa and Trade Center, but there is a world happening here around the Al Mas, the Uptown, and the future Burj 2020. The Expo City is not going anywhere. We have the Gem and Jewellery Tech Show that started for the first time a few months ago in November in the Expo City. And the footfall was higher. Just to let you know, we picked the Javza Convention Center for the Precious Metals Dubai Diamond Conference and the KP plenary meetings simply because we wanted people to drive to Uptown or to their hotels or to the Expo City for the jewelry show with no headache. Otherwise, I would have picked the Royal Atlantis for those events, but I wasn't sure with these big functions, they may get stuck. So we have to be strategic. You've asked about what makes people come and what would they buy. They will pick what's convenient for their kids' school and their job. This is how it is. And so the future developers and current developers, they keep this factored in their mind. It's not just providing good car parks, etc. You need to know who your target market is or who will be your target market by the time it's built. Now, it is seen that this development and Burj 2020 is coming because of this new wave. Not really. If you go back to the recorded media, I announced the super tall tower in 2013. I knew it won't happen overnight, but by the time it's ready, I felt there won't be many offices here. And today, there's a shortage of offices.
Yeah.
Despite me listening and what the bosses, are listening to people, so-called experts, saying there are too many offices. What to tell you? I mean, the hotel rates are expensive in Angola. Does that mean Angola is the place like
No.
London and all that? No, there's a shortage of hotels, right? This is not the right strategy. So these types of consultants, I don't think they have any more credibility to Dubai's leadership. They've seen what can be done, and this is a new reality. Now, whether it came from a good place or not, that's irrelevant to me. We will continue to build on our successes and maintain what we've achieved. I'm not too far from Al Mas Tower. I'm only 5 minutes. And some of my diamond community, I see them here, usually because they have a meeting with GIA.
And Dr. Burai, you real estate and infra being your thing, what do you have to say about redesigning the whole gold souk or this approach towards modern trade?
Well, in general, what Mr. Ahmed said at the beginning of today, that there are so many horses and they're all competing, and the winner is always Dubai, and the winner is His Highness. So I think it's good to have competition. Dubai is a polycentric city. We have different 3 centers. The idea is to have 5 centers with the new developments you see in Dubai South and also in Dubai Silicon, the 2 new economic centers in the city. So I think what's unique about Dubai today is has an offering for every single kind of target market, as Mr. Ahmed said. So if you're looking at affordable, you find. If you're looking at luxury, you find. If you ultra luxury, you find. So I think it's all part of building the global city that we want, the best city on earth for people to live, work, and entertain. So redevelopment of old places is usually part of urban plan, and this is important to revive the place and make it more livable, reposition it, and so on. So I see all these projects adding to the success of Dubai, and competition is important, but I see also collaboration is pushing. We have a lot of free zones. I don't know, Ahmed, 16, 17 free zones in Dubai, and they're all working together. They're all aiming at achieving Dubai's vision and Dubai's strategy.
You know, in 2021, April, we launched our crypto center in partnership with Crypto Valley, CV Labs, our Swiss partners at the time. We needed them to screen and to make sure we're attracting the right crypto businesses, because we didn't have a crypto regulation, the central bank didn't have the system. DMCC did register crypto companies, and for crypto trading, we only allowed proprietary trading. We didn't want anyone to handle anybody else's business. Now, a few weeks ago or a month ago, TokenVest got a full VARA license, the first DMCC company to get a full VARA license. But around that time, I also signed with REIT Development. Enzo Napoleon is building a gold refinery, and there's another project where he's looking to build a crypto tower. Now, internally, I'm okay with it, but one of my colleagues wanted to block him from bringing in crypto companies, saying he'll compete with our crypto center. I said, let him compete with our crypto center. I think our crypto center today represent, I know for the past 2 years or so, it represented 60 or 70% of the GCC market, only in DMCC, blockchain and crypto-related businesses. I think it's above 700 companies today. That's our own crypto center. Enzo's looking to bring a different community. In the end of the day, the crypto tower, the licenses and registrations are with DMCC. To me, it's fine. And if he does a better job than our crypto center, good for him. So I think we'll complement, and we're bringing in more businesses. That made big news around the world, and the timing of it couldn't be better. It's as the US is becoming more warm and friendly with the crypto community. I mean, we can't catch up to the speed the US is taking when it comes to business-oriented steps. So that complements DMCC, that complements Dubai and the United Arab Emirates, and it's an exciting time for the crypto community. We're just blessed to be able to do these things. You look at DMCC, the first assumption you think is property and all that, but we're bringing in key initiatives right now to DMCC. Recently I announced I'm looking at creating a honey center. I'm not really thinking about big space and many companies, but more bringing trust, transparency, education to the honey community and the consumers. In the same way you see with jewelry, right? You know, for them to know the 4 C's, the source, etc., quality. And obviously, my take on synthetic or fake honey or any of that, I'm not attractive to that. Same goes for coffee. Same goes for lab grown meat. There's something that scares me about that, but there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. I'd like the people who consume honey and buy honey understand common sense about honey producers. Some countries, when you see their name, I'm being very polite here, they can't supply 5 GCC countries. The UAE is too big. So we know not all of it that states this is the honey from that region is real. So I want to bring that forward. There's SGS from Switzerland, one of 2 companies that can test if this honey is treated, real or not real, or the origin even, I believe. So I'll have fun with the honey industry and see if we can come up with some more products. But it's an exciting time. This is the year where we'll have the Tea Forum towards the end of the year, Lab Grown Diamond Symposium, the second one, I think tentatively in September. And today in Khalij Times on print, there's an article about the impact and the reality of the lab-grown diamonds. And I'm not there. I don't have a dog in this fight. Those who are focused on natural diamonds, good for them. But a lot of businesses have 2 verticals now, lab-grown and natural, for different products, different consumers, designs, etc. But in today's piece, I touch on a number of things. There will be follow-ups that talk about the lab-grown diamonds' contribution to the tech industry. Others will be to fashion, jewelry, designs, how it can complement the natural diamond industry. But it did take a piece of that business. And as much as some in the industry may want to credit me or blame me, I have to remind everyone, it's the US bridal market. 60% of the bridal market up to 3 carats is now with lab-grown. You can't blame me for that. But it is what it is. The extraction of natural diamonds, the cost of that compared to a lab-grown diamond is nothing. And there's a quote from Martin Rappaport that I've included in my piece. I think you'll notice that Dubai will come up with its own interesting identity. It's not copy and paste New York. It's not copy and paste any other hub. It will have its own identity, but it will be interlinked with these communities. We're very strong with the BRICS economy, and we're very strong with the G7 economy and the international economy. So we're in a good position right now. Supporting what Mohammed said, the previous administration was the last 4 years, and it was a COVID pandemic. It was challenging for a lot of leaders. But despite that, DMCC had record numbers. We continued to grow. We moved into this building. Since this is about property, let me reintroduce Uptown Tower. 22 floors office space, fully rented out before we moved in, with 3 times the waiting list. The hotel is 10 floors, 188 keys. Weekends, fully booked. And if there are events like Blockchain Summit or whatever, fully booked. 28 floors, branded Resi, 227 units. Today, we have less than 18 units left. We don't need to sell them. I've told my colleagues, just rent them out, sell them when the conditions are right. This building was seen by some of the top experts that it won't work. It won't work. As I mentioned early on, they lost credibility. And we'll move on. And, it's... this building is, to me, is maybe more important than the super tall tower. Because if this didn't work, the whole region here, this expansion may not have gone through. But it is worth the risk. No, so we're excited about the next few years, with this new administration as well. But we can't predict the future. We don't know. Sometimes we feel this will be a challenge, and it becomes the opposite. In the end of the day, we're humans.
Dubai
But-
knows how to turn challenges to opportunities.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to quote Paul Rowley, I think, of De Beers. He had a gathering with the site holders and the diamanteers. I think a few weeks after Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid instructed the cabinet to reverse the B2B VAT on gold and diamonds. And he was explaining to the diamanteers that this is why Dubai is ahead. When there is a challenge, they pivot, they adjust. Because you could see the businesses, even though those few months did disrupt the diamond and gold trade, not just in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and other parts. But when the industry saw that the leadership adjusted this, it attracted even more businesses. They had more confidence and trust because they know they're working with a strategic partner. They're not just going there and not knowing will they have their backs or not, will they listen or not. It's important because His Highness has always said from the last 30 plus years, the relationship between the economy and the government should be symbiotic. He's even quoted as saying the government is not going to push the economy should push the government. He's always said that. And you see this today. You see this with the Crown Prince, Minister of Defense, and Vice Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister of UAE, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed, and the Deputy Ruler of Dubai, Minister of Finance, Sheikh Maktoum Mohammed. It's the same attitude. Where sometimes we do find challenges is priorities, right? What do you prioritize? But we're here today, and we look to build on it. This plot, what was it? It's in front of Jumeirah Park, behind JLT. It's not something a lot of speculators try to talk about, but it's here today. And we've developed an icon that can be seen from Expo, from Abu Dhabi as you come in. And this is the beginning of many.
It's an iconic time. In this multifaceted conversation, this is a concluding question to you both that despite all the developments and where we are today as Dubai is still seen as consumer economy. What do you think it takes for Dubai to be known as producers and manufacturers of future?
At the tea center, we always wanted to add herbal and medicinal tea. Up till today, I believe you can only import. There's a lot of sensitivities with this, but maybe in the near future, we can have that in place. It will still not bring big volumes like the tea center we have today because it's a specialized tea. Production is not as much, etc. I'd like to bring more rooibos tea and the other teas. Dubai has become a producer and manufacturer of lab-grown diamonds. You have lab-grown diamond facilities in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Fujairah. And initially when they started, it seemed far-fetched.
Yeah.
Lab-grown diamond industry was barely 1% of the market. Today I'm hearing 10 or 15, I'm not sure, I don't want to be quoted, but it has been established. Some of the diamond cuts are made looking as maps or religious symbols or a name. You can never do this with natural diamonds. You can, but you'll waste a lot of carats. I think if I would single a commodity that Dubai will be a hub for, it's likely going to be water in the near future. This is part of the reason we have the water center in DMCC to provide solutions, attract the top water companies, whether it's technology, whether it's monetizing water. That's an initiative that can be seen a bit controversial, but once you have established water as a major commodity like soybean, fuel oil, and gold, you will find around the world, in the developing world, second, third world countries and all that, you will find security around the waters, rivers, and reserves. The same way you have them around gold mines, gas fields, and all that. Once that's established, you will have less wasted waters. You will not have toxins being dumped in some of the pristine waters. I won't mention countries, let's say in the ASEAN markets, that will be less because the country itself needs it. So it becomes an asset. The perception that you get water for free is wrong. Now you will see some new water policies in California because of what they've gone through. So I feel Dubai will be a hub for that. I mean, it depends how you see the world. Do you see the world, people should be living next to farms or urban? And I think it's a bit of both. But it is a place for ideas. It is a place for entrepreneurship. You have a lot of success stories that started from Dubai and expanded abroad. So I think it's a bit of the know-how as well. It used to be, you brought in the companies because it's tax-free and it's a lower cost. Not really. The market is here. A lot of members that established themselves in DMCC is to connect with the business communities. Banks like to open up accounts at DMCC more than anywhere else. That's also another story. If you talk to Vikram of, I think it's Vikram, I apologize if I mispronounce his name, of 818 Volt. I don't know if you've met him. Yeah, you should meet him. He's a diamond trader. He set up a vault for the diamond community. He's run out of space. He's looking to open a few more. And if you ask him why did he pick DMCC, he says, because I know my business will connect with with the market right away. You don't have that everywhere. It's your business. You have to make it a success. Now, I'm not saying I connected him with the business, but you have an economy now. So despite the corporate tax being implemented just over a year ago, we still attracted businesses, especially for the companies that need the double treaty taxation. The UAE is keeping a close eye, and one thing it will make sure, as it did with the corporate tax, it will make sure it's in line with the international community.
Quite agree with that. Do you think production of real estate or real estate inventory can also be categorized in production, and can it give identity to Dubai as producer economy?
Okay, they're expanding into, some of the businesses are setting up in Vietnam and Cambodia because of the domestic laws in China.
Right.
It's easier for them. For the UAE, we have diamond cutting facilities. It was seen as not so cost effective before. How can you compete with the cost of India? How can you compete with the cost of China? Well, I'll tell you how. We don't have tough labor laws that block automated cutting. We can attract that. Today, we have a 3D cutting facility with the Da Vinci Lab, which is Sinova. More of this will come. The lab-grown diamond facilities are here. This has changed today. So I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, we're a hub in the end of the day. We cannot have so much land for production. We wouldn't do that. But, where we can contribute, we're there. I don't know if I covered the answer for you, Marwan.
Would you like to conclude?
That I just okay. Maybe something to add on that is that we are a hub for real estate industry, and that requires maybe having access to materials, construction materials, sustainable materials, new technologies when it comes to IoT, sustainability, and resilience. So I see a lot of focus in the coming few years on maybe UAE. Yes, maybe Dubai doesn't focus a lot on manufacturing, but manufacturing of such important stuff for the economy will be making sense. So we have an industrial city, we have a lot of facilities to manufacture such needed materials. So that can be maybe a new sector by itself.
The only thing I can say is, for many, DMCC achieved its targets a number of times when we moved into the Almas Tower, or when we brought in Christie's auction house to DMCC. We were the first to bring it to the UAE. When we achieved 15,000 companies, when we achieved 25,000 companies. But I think we've been blessed to be allowed to draw a new starting line on top of what we've achieved without compromising or losing the business community we have. So, and the advancement in technology and AI helps us to engage with this. I believe we'll be more robust and more productive even this year than we were last year. It's just a different world. I mean, I'm so happy to be sitting here with Mahmoud here talking from the Uptown Tower, where a few years ago we had fun speculating on what the property will be. But I know for a fact that he's going to leave today with a completely different view of DMCC today. And this will continue. I mean, I didn't know this will happen. But, you go for it. How will you find out if you don't try? I think you have to balance a little bit, like the yin-yang thing, order and chaos, a little bit of order, a little bit of this. You can't have it too perfect, you don't move. Too conservative, you don't move. So I'm not sure what the real balance is, but leaving nothing to chance is the right way. And if it's something that's too big or not something that DMCC can engage, I usually reach out to some of my sister companies or even my network in Fujairah and Abu Dhabi, and sometimes they engage and they go ahead, and sometimes not. But at least I have the comfort that I try to make sure it's in the UAE before they look somewhere else.
Thank you so much to both of you for bringing this narrative. It was a very fresh approach to real estate and how DMCC is growing. I'm totally honored for today, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.